Hey, it's the preacher, and I'm tired of it. All right, that's what I'm going to title this video. I'm tired of it. What are you tired of? I'm tired of zucchini. You know, you reach that point in the summer where you just get tired of eating zucchini. You get tired of eating squash. I don't ever get tired of it. Well, bless your heart, I do. And so you saw a few videos back of me standing these zucchini plants up right and tying them up right like they were supposed to be, like this. Well, guess what happened? Another storm came through and it blew them all over again. And the squash bugs have got involved and turned my leaves. And so I'm tired of dealing with squash. I've had enough. I've eaten plenty. I'm good, okay? If you look at the squash plant itself, I've only got one squash plant and it's doing fine, but its leaves don't catch the wind like these big zucchinis do. I think these are black beauties if I remember right. Anyways, I tie them up. It's just a freak thing. We had two major storms. The first one blew them over. I fixed it. Man, the bugs are ridiculous right now. The first one blew over, no problem. Stood them back up, trimmed them up, got them. They looked good. They started putting out blooms again. This storm came through, dropped 5.5 inches of rain, blew down a couple of limbs in my driveway. I got a little wild plum tree. I had a little wild plum tree. It's been there ever since I've lived here. And it blew over, it broke, and these broke. So today I'm going to get rid of the zucchini and the squash. I don't know, I may leave the squash. I may just get rid of the zucchini. Here are the Wonderberries. These things are great. Yeah, they make a lot of berries, okay? There's a lot of them. The only problem is, I'm tired of them. I don't really like them. They're not that good, okay? My wife went through here last night and picked all of these, and I mean, she picked them. There's still some on there, but we picked the majority of them. We probably put up 2 quarts last night, and we've got several other quarts in the freezer. And our plans are to make jelly out of these and some of the leftover blackberries, some of the blueberries. Hey, that blueberry's ripe. So I'm tired of these. The zucchini's going to go. The Wonderberries are going to go. And we're going to plant bush beans. Actually, I think we're going to plant purple pole peas in here. Here we're going to plant Kentucky Wonder Beans. These are pole beans and they'll climb on our trellis. So let me get to work. I had a little change of plans. I really need to water those beans in good when I plant them. And I don't want to water anything in the heat of the day. And it's 12:30. I had some errands to run this morning. I didn't get to come straight out here. So instead of planting the beans now, I'm just going to wait till the sun gets over my house, and in the west, everything will be shaded. The plants will cool down when the sun gets off of them. Then it won't take long. I'm just going to poke holes. I'm planting Kentucky Wonder pole beans on that trellis there. And I'm planting some kind of purple holes. I can't remember what kind they are. I don't know. I'll tell you when we start picking them or something. Anyways, I was going to show you some tomatoes. Let me do that now. And then I'm going to get a chainsaw and go cut that plum tree up. Let me show you how they're doing. Okay, here's the container tomatoes. I did a video called DIY container tomatoes. And these are Tasmanian chocolates. They are doing well, real well. We've had a couple off of them already. That one there is ready. I picked that this evening. These are the yellow pear tomatoes. You can see by my hand, that's about as big as they're ever going to get. When they fall off in your hand like that, it is a sign that they are to be eaten. These are yellow tomatoes. We love these, and this thing really makes the tomatoes. I'm going to back off and show you while I chew on this one, show you what this looked like. Man, that's a good tomato, seriously. All right, let me show you. There, you can kind of get an idea behind me. Let me get around here. I got 2 tomatoes. They're about a foot apart. And those vines, level this camera up. I got 2 tomatoes down there at the bottom in the same bed, side by side. They're about a foot apart. They are climbing up a cattle panel. And as you can see, they're a good 7 or 8 foot. Well, let's see here. There you go. You know, that's probably 8 foot to the top. So we got those 2. They're making, and this one is a deformity. It needs to be taken out of the gene pool. I'm an expert. I'm an expert at removing them. This is the Golden Sunray. Got a lot of medium-sized tomatoes on it. We've had 1 or 2. This is also a yellow tomato plant. We've had 1 or 2 off of it so far. Filling the cage nicely. Mortgage lifters. Here we go. We haven't tried a mortgage lifter yet. I don't know. I know they're a big tomato. There's some really big ones. Yeah. Look at this one here. I don't know if you can see it. Compare this one to my hand. That's a whopper. But I haven't had one yet. You know, some people love them, some people hate them. It was kind of slow. Now, I'm going to get over here where you can kind of see, you know, in there. Those mortgage lifters are a good 8 foot tall. We have 2 of those. Then here we have a row of purple Russians. They're 10 feet tall. And so I took a piece of cattle panel and went from their cage over to the trellis where the cucumbers were. And I'm just letting these, I'm kind of training these to, we're just going to let them crawl across the cage. I don't know if you can see that. We're just going to let them crawl across the cage and then end up on top. So I'll have a tunnel of tomatoes. It'll be pretty cool, won't it? They're coming in real nice. We're going to pick our first purple Russians today. Here's one not quite ripe. Got some turning over there. These here are starting to split from that rain we had. And I'll probably pick those today and bring them in just so they don't get worse. I had a little blossom end rot. I'll back off, let you get a look at these. I had a little blossom end rot on some of these, and so I crushed up. The way I dealt with it was I crushed up Tums or Rolaids, some kind of antacid. They were like 1,000 milligram calcium carbonate or something like that. I crushed that up in a little pump up sprayer, and I sprayed that on the leaves, and I haven't seen any more blossom end rot. So none of the other tomatoes have had it. It may just be that the purple Russians are having trouble. Blossom end rot's either not enough calcium or trouble handling calcium. Sometimes you get too much water, calcium don't work. But I got that corrected, and so none of the other tomatoes have had any trouble with blossom end rot. Let's look at another group of tomatoes here. This is the, these are the Arkansas Travelers, created by the University of Arkansas. They are a pink tomato. So let me see if we can find one that's ripe in here. There's your ripe Arkansas Traveler. They're not going to get dark red or purple. This is a pink tomato. That is a ripe tomato. It's starting to feel a little soft. That's about right. And they usually get bigger than that, as you can see. They kind of grow in clusters. And about baseball size is a good size Arkansas Traveler. So to recap, and so you know what we're dealing with, the 2 Tasmanian chocolates are in the containers over there. And they're doing well. That is a determinate variety. Crawling up that cattle panel back there are the yellow pears. You saw me eat a couple of those. Don't tell my wife. Here we have 3 Arkansas Travelers. That's the pink tomato. Mortgage Lifters are the big red meat kind of beefsteak type tomato. Behind that is the Golden Sunray, which is a round yellow tomato. Then here we have the Purple Russians, which are an oblong purple meated tomato. I kind of think of them as a Cherokee purple, but a little bit different shape. Anyways, Wes Covina Dodge said he was looking forward to a tomato video, and what I want to do is I want to compare all of these tomatoes side by side, taste test. That way you know what I like, and maybe you can kind of make your mind up about what you may want to plant next year. Because I've got Tasmanian chocolates, I've got yellow pears, I've got yellow Golden Sunrays, I've got Arkansas Travelers, I got Mortgage Lifters, I got Purple Russians, and then I got some kind of mystery tomato growing up in the front yard. We don't know where it came from. It was growing with it was growing in a tray with a cucumber, so we left it. And anyways, that's what we're dealing with. I'm going to plant those tonight. I got to go. Here, I'll show you this plum tree. I hate this. I used to have a red birdhouse, or not a birdhouse. I used to have a red bird feeder hanging in this tree. It always kind of leaned, but now it's snapped. It snapped right there on the back side of the wood pile. And yeah. So I'm going to get out here with a chainsaw, and it won't take long to cut that up. And I'm going to pile it on top of that ugly stump in my yard. Then I will plant those green beans and those purple hull peas tonight, or not tonight, but this evening when the sun goes down and we got some shade, and then I'll soak them in, and I'll give all these other plants and flowers a drink. Peppers are all coming along nicely. All pepper plants have peppers on them, finally. Some of them are a little slow to make. Those ground cherries right there, that whole area is just 3 ground cherry bushes, and they're spilling out of some people call them Cape gooseberries. They got more names than they got berries, but those are really, really booming. And then look at the paprika peppers. I got 4 plants. One of the paprika peppers, and I don't know what happened to this one. They were all the same size. This one reached this size. It never grew. It made 1 pepper. The rest of these, man, they're loaded. I'll put you down in there and let you take a look at them. I got a paprika and a half video coming. Whenever those start turning red, we will dry them out, dehydrate them, and grind them for paprika to put on our barbecue rub. And then I'm going to take some of them and smoke them, and then dehydrate them, and then grind them, and I'll have smoked paprika, and I'm going to add that to my possum salt mix this year. So there's the garden. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of picking up squash after the storm, and I'm tired of wonderberries that aren't so wonderful. They make a bunch, and you can live on them, but grow me some blackberries, some blueberries, some strawberries. That's the kind of berries I like. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. I'm going to get the chainsaw out and build a fire and sweat even more than I already have. So we'll see you on the next one.